Yeah. After Professor Gao and Professor Si, it's always very pressure, not pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's really my honor to be invited to share with you from healthcare sector's point of view about climate change and UN sustainability development goals. Okay, this is my outline. I want to say that as a healthcare professional, how come it related to climate change? You have to focus on treating the patients, improve the medical quality and the patient safety. But we all say that prevention is very important because bodhisattvas fear the cause while sentient beings fear the consequences. 菩萨为因，众生为果. This is 1,000 hands Guan Yin. Do you know what 1,000 hand Guan Yin is afraid of? During the COVID, 1,000 hands Guan Yin is afraid of washing hands. We all know that during the pandemic, we need to wash our hands very carefully to prevent the contagious disease of COVID and others. So from MDGs to SDGs, in the year 2000, there's MDG, Millennium Development Goal. But now we shifted from the year 2015 to a Sustainable Development Goal, which is more comprehensive. And the summary of the SDGs, you can use 5P. Starting from the people, SDG 1 to SDG 7, no poverty, zero hunger, and good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, and clean water and sanitation. These are Goal 1 to Goal 6. This is for people. And for planet is climate action is Goal 13. 14 is the goal life below water and life on land. This is for planet. And for prosperity, it's due to that where people need to be survived and also to be improved. So affordable clean energy, decent work and economic development, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reducing inequality, and also sustainable cities and community, and also responsible consumption and productions. But we need peace and partnerships. So as you can see, we have planets. This is a summary of the British medical bulletins. Protect all that makes the planet habitable and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity now, in the future, and work in partnership. So this is a summary of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. But the final outcome of SDG, mostly I think is for people, and health is the final outcome. So as you can see here, health is related. Not only the Goal 3 is related to many other SDG goals. I would like to share with you in our healthcare sector and how the climate change, the interaction between the healthcare sector and the climate change, which will make the sustainable healthcare difficult to maintain. As you can see here, the CO2, the greenhouse gas, will warm up the earth, like the earth is in fever, and then it causes a lot of natural disasters. And the disasters will cause a lot of health problem, like you have heat stroke, and then there are vector-borne diseases such as dengue fever. The mosquitoes will be go everywhere beyond the equator, and then there much more many more patients who got infected with vector-borne disease. Besides dengue fever, malaria, all these vector-borne disease will be increased. And also water-related infection. So it will cause the burden of the healthcare sector. And healthcare sector will produce a lot of greenhouse gas, such as in Brazil, the healthcare sector is responsible for 10% of the energy consumption of the whole country. And in the UK, 25% of the public sector's greenhouse gas emission is produced by NHS. So because the increase of the healthcare sector burden, it will also increase the CO2 emission. So this is all related connected together. So this is from UN and also WHO. It said that climate change is the most urgent issue in the year 21st century. And we need to understand the exposure pathway because they are climate driver. And then through different exposure pathway, it will cause health outcome. This is published in the White House 2016. So as you can see here, through the extreme heat, they will cause some health outcome problem, and then will have some impact. And then the outdoor air quality will increase some diseases such as cancer, COPD, cardiovascular diseases through the exposure pathway to the human, and then will cause a problem, inflammation of all the inner organs, so it will cause also the health impacts. And then flood, vector-borne disease, water-related infection, all this, and food-related infection, and also mental health. So these are all the factors brought by climate change to healthcare sector and will cause the impact of the human health and also increase the burden of the healthcare sector, and then it will cause a vicious cycle. As you can see, that the dead, do you know what is the deadliest animals? Not the shark, not a snake. Number one is the mosquito. Number two is the human, because the war. I don't know the number now because we have a war now. So hopefully the peace and the partnership will cause the mortality due to killing or wars will be decreased. But mosquito is one of the most deadliest animals in the world. As you can see here, this is the distribution of dengue fever. And now it expanded during the recent years. It increased like 70 times of dengue fever infectious cases, or hemorrhagic dengue fever, or dengue shock syndrome. This is in the year 2015 in Tainan, in the southern part of Taiwan. There is an outbreak of dengue fever. So by then, that year, there are 20,000 more patients infected with dengue fever, and then caused around 200 casualties. So this is in ER. As you can see in the ER, they put the mosquito, the tents to prevent the further infection by mosquitoes. So this is a cycle that why air pollution will cause different kind of organs to be sick, including the brain, severe in lung, COPD, and heart, coronary heart diseases. And then this is the statistic by WHO. The deaths caused by air pollution is even larger, with combined mortality of HIV plus malaria plus TB. And why healthcare sectors also to know about the climate change issue? Because we use a lot of natural resources. The hospital building need to be, have air conditioned all the time, 24 hours. And then we're supposed to be a knowledge center for health. And also a large number, especially in Taiwan, people like to go to the hospital to see doctors. And so larger number of people pass through the healthcare sector. So we have the chance. You may not know, if you use, we call, this is MDI, immediate dose inhaler, for treating asthma or COPD. You use a can of immediate dose inhaler because the propellant is very high global warming potentials. So it will use a can just like drive a car for about 300 kilometers. And if the operation use diaphragm, 1 hour is also the same, 300 kilometers driving, the greenhouse gas emission, CO2 equivalent. So it means that healthcare sector need to do something, because the mission of healthcare sector is treating the disease. But during the process, you generate a lot of greenhouse gas and then cause the climate change, and in turn will cause the possible diseases and sickness. So this is what this year I'm doing, that I try to increase the awareness of the healthcare sector, not only treating the patients, but also you need to cut down your greenhouse gas emission for sustainability, because then the healthcare sector can sustain treating it. We don't have that many patients. So this is by Healthcare Without Harm, the statistics that if all the healthcare sector go together, it will be the 5th largest emitter compared with other country, all the country. Lancet is a very famous medical journal. So it has been long ago that it talked about climate change issue and health. So it's a Lancet Commission on Health and Climate Change. We have to move toward low carbon health system, mitigate our own climate impact, become more climate resilient. I think that's a couple of years ago in United States, there in New Orleans, there is a Hurricane Katrina, right? And then by then, because the flood, the hospital, we have backup generators in case that the grid, electricity from the grid failed. But because their generator is in the basement, so the flood will cause the failure of the generator. So all the patients in ICU, they need ventilator. The physician nurse need to use hand and build bag to keep the ventilation. So it is the resilience. We need to adapt the possible climate change cost, this kind of failure of healthcare system. And we need to lead by examples. This is in the year 2016 in COP24. WHO published first edition of Health and Climate Change. It talked about that we need to facilitate and promote the engagement of the health community as trusted, connected, and committed advocates for climate change. And in 2021, the second edition of from WHO also talk about the health argument for climate action. We need to listen to the health community and prescribe urgent climate action, because that the most trustworthy profession in the world. The first one is firefighter. The second one is not a doctor. Nurse is always better trusted compared with doctors. So, and teacher, we have many teachers here. Teachers are all also most trusted professions around the world. But as you can see there, nurses, doctors, pharmacists, and also some paramedics, this come from healthcare sector. So we have the possibility, the opportunity, also has a responsibility to do that. And then how to do it? I just yesterday and this week, I am introducing the healthcare without harm. This is NGOs working on how to reduce the climate impact of healthcare sector for more than 25 years. And they have this kind of framework we call Global Green and Health Hospital. They developed some checkup tool, climate impact checkup tool. And we have the first training, 25 hospitals join the training in Taipei. So the climate smart healthcare, and then we need to have like leadership and governance and mitigation and adaptation. So this is awareness and action. So climate action for healthcare sector, we need to have awareness and also need to have action. Then awareness internationally, because climate change is an international issues. Nobody can escape from that. So we need to have that policy from WHO or International Hospital Federation, UN, and then the institutional level is like hospital, clinic, but individual level is like patients, personnel, professionals. And action is also from policy to act to some international levels action. So this is what I will briefly talk about what we have done. Like we have a committee called Health Promotion Committee, and then we list the climate change issue into a very important part. We're taking care of the patient, family, community, staff, and also we need to take care of our environment. So we don't use papers, we use all this, everything connected. And we use, this is we are e-school. And then we even have vegetarian Starbucks. Yeah, no meat. And then we don't use disposable utensils. So we can save disposable chopsticks or bowl, all this. And then this is a very detailed segregation of the waste. Please pray, can you pray that? This is a video. 能放一下，压一下看能不能放。哦，不能放吗？ I want to show you. Okay, please. Okay, so this is in our dialysis center. We have some friends come from like Indonesia or Vietnam to help to care our elder. So in the hemodialysis center, we have like 9 recycle bins with different languages, so they can segregate it very correctly. So we have this recycle bin in all the chambers. This is the natural light, so we can reduce the lightning. We have like heating garden. We'll just go through very quickly. And then we have this kind of, we call climate awareness. We put, if you cut down watching TV for 1 hour, and then we will reduce like about 1 kilogram of carbon dioxide emission. So don't watch too much TV. And then we have like this solar panel. And then we also join, now there is a Race to Zero campaign. Our hospital is the first one who joined UN Race to Zero campaign. And then we also hand out what we have done to International Hospital Federation. So we got the Bronze Award of the Green Hospital Excellence Awards. And also in our hospital, there is a national quality symbol. We got this. And then maybe you will think that only one hospital or only individual is not. You can do only a little things because there's too much carbon dioxide, right? But you should see the importance of one. When a ship is in the sea, you will see very small. But when you put in a canal, and then you will make the world a disaster. And we have to do it. A 1,000-mile journey begins with 1 steps. So this is why I work for these years, try to persuade my colleagues in the healthcare sector, try to reduce the climate impact in healthcare sector. And then I feel very happy these years, that there are more and more colleagues, they know the importance of the healthcare sector's climate impact. And then I also like this very much. If you want to work fast, you work alone. But if you want to work far, work together. Like today, from a legal department, from agriculture department, from hospital, from school. Yeah. So we make it, that's a way of daily life. Everything I wear is made from recycled plastic bottle. The shoes, even these are all made from recycled plastic bottles. This is dye technology in Taiwan. Can you play this? This is the year COP 2025. Praise.
Where everything is plastic bottle. Plastic bottle suit, shirts, and shoes. Yes, 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 yes.
This is delegate from UK.
Bottle.
She cannot believe that what I wear is all them from recycled plastic bottle. But yeah, we can do it.
Where?
Okay, so I hope that I am very appreciate that the invitation of from Professor Hong to come here to share the experience. We healthcare sector, we have to do something, and then we are very happy to have the chance to work with us. Then we can reduce the climate impact and make the world a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lin. I really learned a lot from your presentation. I think we have something like 2 or 3 minutes for questions and comments. Anyone? Please raise your hand. Yes, sir.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Lin. It's a really good introduction. Kai-Ming Shi from the University of Hong Kong. I think one of the questions for the healthcare sectors is about clinical waste. May I know a little bit of in terms of Taiwan or maybe your hospital, is it more like a centralized treatments or decentralized? Centralized means that you actually give the waste to the other transportation section. They actually put it together and treat it together. Decentralized means that you just treat it inside your hospital. Can you enlighten us a little bit more about that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. For the medical waste treatment, there is a very strict regulation of Taiwan. If it is a biohazard, that any medical equipment like syringe or cotton ball is contaminated with the body fluid or blood of the patient, they need to be treated with a certified company. So we cannot recycle it. We cannot just autoclave it. It is not allowed. But for some devices not contaminate with the body fluid of the patients, that we can after autoclave it and we can recycle it. So this is the law. But the WHO said that actually you don't need to burn everything, because for the biohazard medical waste, we need to burn it. But WHO said that if you go through a certain process and it can make sure that it won't contaminate some like blood or virus whatsoever, and you don't need to burn it. You can just still recycle it. But we are now trying to talk to the government about how to adapt the criteria or the way that we can treat the biohazard medical waste, and not just everything burned, but you burn, you will create a lot of greenhouse gases. So we have to follow the regulation. We want to change the regulation. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
So I think that's it. I don't think we have time for any questions. Well, although I think that you do have somewhere in mind. But later, I think we still have time for a group discussion. Well, yeah, in an hour's time. So thank you all. Coffee break now, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it's coffee break.
Okay, yes. So thank you.